Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Jeff. Welcome to another video. Today we're gonna be doing a burst fade with some texture on top, and we're gonna turn this into this right here. Really easy steps to follow guys, so let's get it. First of all guys, if your client hair is too long, you're gonna use the number 3 guard lever open to clean all that wonky area. This is not my case, so I'm just gonna go straight to it. No guard lever close, we're gonna create the baseline. I'm gonna start on the front area, halfway to the C cup basically, and I'm gonna slowly go to the back, going down just like that, using a flicking motion too, because this is gonna help us later whenever we try to erase the guidelines. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the baseline on the other side too, since it's the base of the fade. This is gonna help me approach a more symmetrical fade on both sides. Without any guard, using the lever open, we're gonna go about a finger up. This way we're gonna create our first guideline using that consistent flicking motion like you're watching me do right now. Number 1 guard lever open, you're gonna go another finger up. This way you're gonna create the second guideline guys. Always use the consistent flicking motion like I just told you. .5 lever open, we're gonna go a finger up without creating any lines. We only have to erase this one right here and this one, the baseline. That's the only lines we're gonna have so far. So from now on, we're gonna fade up without creating any type of lines like this. That's why it's so important to use the flicking motion, because you don't want to create unwanted lines when they're fading up, you know what I'm saying? Number 2 guard lever open, go another have a finger up this time, try to over exaggerate the flicking motion, because the higher you go, the longer the hair is gonna get, and you ain't trying to go too deep into the hair. You're trying to keep it as natural as possible. You're just trying to blend the bottom part with the top part. Now using that 3 guard lever open, go another have a finger up, still over exaggerating the flicking motion, because we finally gonna blend the sides with the top part. This is gonna become one. The fade is gonna become a whole, you know. But yeah, just keep doing a lot of flicking motions and be patient guys, you know, take your time when doing this because you want a smooth look on it. Now with a 0.5 guard lever close, we're gonna erase this midline that I'm pointing right now. This is the line that I showed you before too. We're gonna have to only erase 2 lines, this one and the baseline. Don't forget to use the flicking motion and the corners or the clipper. This is key when erasing lines guys. You might have to play with the lever a little bit, open it like halfway. That's the farthest you will have to go with it, but as long as you're using the flicking motion and the corners, you're good to go. No guard lever close, we're gonna hit that baseline. You can barely see it, but it's still there. You're gonna use the corners and the flicking motion like on the step before. You might have to play with the lever a little bit too, but it's gonna be mostly closed. Also, when you play with it, it's not gonna be more open than halfway. That's the limit. Halfway is the limit, and you're gonna use it mostly close. Now using the help of my trimmer, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that bottom layer of hair. This is probably the easiest part on the haircut tutorial, and it's a satisfying one too, because you're gonna be able to see the fade for real now. Now I'm gonna start using my shaver to clean all that bottom area and give that smooth look to my fade. Make sure you're using a flicking motion when you're approaching where the baseline was, because you want to avoid creating any type of lines into the fade. This is a horrible situation whenever you do that. Now I'm gonna create my C cup. I'm gonna create a reference point at the end. I'm gonna decide where it's gonna end, then a starting point, and then I'm gonna get these 2 together. It's really easy to do this step guys. Use starting point, finishing point, get these 2 together, and boom, you have it. You C cup, clean C cup without having to back it up. Now I'm just gonna start lining up the back of my burst fade. You can do any shape you want or your client desires. I decided to do it rounded because that's what my client wanted. But yeah, you can do whatever you want, whatever your client prefer. Make sure you keep the area you're working on clean all the time. I'm gonna fade the other side, and I'm gonna go all over the steps right quick. First of all, no guard lever open, I'm gonna create my first guideline. Number 1 guard lever open, I'm gonna go ahead and create my second guideline. 1.5 guard lever open, start fading up without creating any type of lines. Number 2 guard lever open, go up 2, using a lot of flicking motion to start blending the top area. Number 3 guard lever open, finish blending all that fading to the top part. Keep the area you're working on pretty clean. Now with a 0.5 guard lever close, using the corners and flicking motion, erase that midline. No guard lever close, still with a flicking motion on corners, erase that baseline. Play with a lever if you have to, no more than halfway though. Using the trimmer, remove that bottom layer and give yourself the satisfaction to look at clean ass fade. Grab that shaver, clean up that bottom area, make sure you use the flicking motion whenever you're approaching where the baseline was. And if any lines created, go ahead and go down with the shaver. Back with your trimmer, go ahead and line up the back however your client desires. As long as it looks fire and it looks crispy, it's gonna be nice. Now using the 2 reference point method to create a C-cup, go ahead and create it. A nice C-cup, a good looking C-cup, a crispy C-cup. Okay, let me stop. Now I'm just gonna wet my client hair pretty good and trying to take no length from it. I'm just gonna add texture to it. I'm gonna grab my texturizer blade, or that's how I call it, and I'm gonna use it in the front area to add texture to it. Now that I have done that, I'm gonna separate my client hair on half so I can go more evenly on each side. I'm gonna take small sections and start adding texture to it. And the way I do that is cutting my client hair on a diagonal way, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know down in the comments, I'll be happy to explain. Now that I'm done adding texture to it, I'm gonna go ahead and put my dryer on medium heat, maximum effort, and I'm gonna dry my client hair to, you know, give it the final look. Once I'm done drying his hair, I'm gonna go ahead and add some enhancements. This is an optional step. I like doing it on clients who likes it, and he wanted it, so I did it. Make sure you don't oversaturate the area though. Now I'm just gonna add some styling powder to my client hair to add that extra, you know, texturized look, that frizzy look that is trendy right now. If you wanna know where you can get all these products and the tools I use in the video, I got them down in the description for you. Also, make sure you spreading the powder while applying it. Now it's my favorite time. It's time to use the razor. Make sure you lubricate the area if you have to. I like going dry shaving when I can. And there's no big secret behind shaving. I already told you guys, you just stretch the skin pretty good to a better approach. So this is the final result from our burst fade, guys. If you learned something with this video, if you like it, please subscribe. Hit the likes button and share so other people can learn too. If you feel like I didn't explain something pretty well, comment below and I will be happy to answer. See you on the next one. Peace.